it, I thought, okay, so there's a difference between a complaint and a concern. So when you have a complaint, you normally wouldn't have facts about what you need to talk about. Say, for example, you have a complaint about pay, a raise at work. You want more money because you feel like you're doing more work. If you cannot prove it, if you cannot produce evidence, basically what I'm talking about, what I mean by evidence, I mean amount of work you're putting in, amount of work expected, amount of time you're putting into your work, and amount of time expected for you to put in. If you find yourself putting more work and more time into your work, then you can definitely have a conversation with your HR about the pay raise, right? This is just one example. It can be many things. It can be wellness, it can be health, mental health, it can be absentee time off, it can be anything, okay? But if you do not have facts, HR might see it as just a complaint. If you go to HR with a concern about your work, HR is always going to refer you back to your contract and the policy of the organization. It's always going to go back to that. So first thing that I wanted to share with you, what I want to advise you on is understand your contract, understand what your job requires from you. Second thing, understand the policy of the organization and how communication works. Do you go directly to HR when you have a concern? Or do you speak to your direct manager first? In a case where you are the manager yourself, do you speak to the director or do you go directly to human resources? Because human resources, their responsibility is not only pay and administrative duties, it's also about employee wellness. So when employees are not happy, HR will do something about it, but they need to know, but it needs to be factual. And by I'm emphasizing factual because a lot of times we're actually complaining instead of raising a concern. We're complaining, we're going to say, yo, I'm not happy because my money is too small and I can't pay all my bills, you know, I'm going to get paid enough, I'm doing too much work. But can you prove it? If you can prove it, then you've got a case. Okay, so this is just something that I also learned this in my previous job. Currently I'm self-employed, so I can't complain to anybody but myself. But anyway, so this is what I just wanted to share with you guys.